Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of PB&J Off-Road. Thanks for watching, subscribing, please share. Today, got a new set of Bilstein front shocks. It's the 5160 reservoir style. Looking forward to see the impact these will have. I'm really struggling. I feel like I'm driving on bricks here lately. Everything I run over, bump, whatever, there's no absorption. Feels like I say, it's just on bricks with 2x4s. I will confirm that I probably got bad shocks. Hopefully that's part of my answer, my solution to the problem. Would like to believe so. These things are really nice. Hopefully it can help with reducing some things, knocking a little bump steer out, etc. Alright guys, here's where we're at. Getting ready to put these Bilstein reservoir shocks in. Starting on my passenger side first. These are the 5160 series. Look really nice. First thing I did, I went ahead and put the reservoir, you can see right there. Went ahead and bought the a bracket off Amazon. They were 27 bucks a piece. Went ahead and got those, got my reservoir beside, followed the directions and the way they told us to do it. I'm just running them up by the shock and the wheel for now, so we'll see. Maybe I am playing with it all, but so that was the first thing I did. Now I may find, as I try and put these things in my mounts, that maybe it's not going to fit there, and if that's the case, I will have to relocate those brackets, the reservoir. Just so you know, I've already, for speed, excuse me, I've taken the tire off, obviously, and I went ahead and unloosened bottom nuts out of here. A little rusty, a little dirt. Got some other issues going on with this axle and everything, but I'm getting ready to replace that. That's my next big thing coming. Probably do that in December. Working with someone, put a D44 in it to replace this D30 and some other things going on. Anyway, next project, but in the meantime, went ahead and undid these screws, broke them loose, got the top loose, so should be ready to just pop right out. Then we'll look at what we're going to do with that reservoir, because I don't believe I'm going to have to relocate the reservoir somewhere else, and so have to think about that. It's not going to work attached to the shock itself, doesn't look like. Yeah, so oh well, because it's not going to fit in my mounts, so have to rethink that, where I'm going with them. Alright folks, back for day two with the Bilstein reservoir shock install. Got tires off, well, tire should say. Removed the old shock, wasn't in too bad a shape. I do hear air, something coming out of the shock when it's compressed, so I'm assuming that's probably not what you want. I can hear what sounds like some gas escaping. But anyway, got the old shock. Just had to take the bolts on the bottom, the bolts at the top. A little tricky for that top because it wants to twist when you try and turn the bolt at the top. The shaft of the shock turns with it. So just put a couple vice grips on. So anyway, we got a little issue that I didn't think about with the TJ here. These shock towers, for lack of a better word, that are in it right now, the reservoirs are not going to fit. So we have determined there's nothing, it's nothing a angle grinder can't take and fix. At least we hope.
You hope.
First off, Lance,
there are other ways that this could probably be done, and feel free to throw that in the comment. And
we could, if I had longer, wiring or tubes for the shocks for the reservoir, you could mount them in other spots. But that's not happening unless I go out and find something for that, and then where we're going to mount it would be another issue. Have to wrestle. So, long story short,
is that something we should talk about now, or just keep cutting?
We're just,
I think we're
we're beyond the decisions have been made. We feel like we can take out some of that shock tower, slide the tubes in there where we won't get any rub on the top from the tire. That's why it's critical it goes back there. So I don't know. We'll see. Hell, what's the worst that could happen? Just cut the brake lines and
there's so much that there's a brake line right there.
Brake line back
much that could go wrong with this. I'm glad you said that.
Well, what the hell? I think it'll be fine. We've got a decent plan. We're going to try not to get too tight.
A decent plan.
All right. We shall see. Be right back. Couple times, you should see the little red come up.
We're on, man.
Alright, well, yeah, that was, did good, Lance. So this is what I'm thinking, right? Of course, obviously we'll get some more room, get the straps off. And we get it pushed all the way back here, it'll go up. Looks like I got, what, an inch there? I got probably, again, it's going to be flat back. What do you think? It's kind of screwy.
Let's mark,
Now again, we're going to go back at least, the bottom's going to push back at least, 2 inches.
what I'd like to do is be able to mark where the top of that thing is right now. So if you go slide it back up in there, let me see if we can get something to mark out with. All right, stick this piece of tape at the top of where that.
Now that should have a bushing. So it's going to have a bushing, the seat.
Go ahead and mark the top of that.
With
right there. Okay, perfect. All right, now let me back in there. Oh, I see, what needs to be done.
And I think we'll shove it down in here. Take all we got to push it in. And I'll get the new hardware for it.
Well, you got the tire off, and you take that jack off, we can just lower this thing down.
Well, it's on the, not going to lower too much. Got the stand under.
Well, you take the stand out.
Feels good. All right, brother. Not bad. Not bad. Let me get something like that off before we paint it.
Easy there, Slick.
Glasses are fogging up. Right, I am going to flip them like you suggest. I would prefer the look of the solid outside, but good advice. Because once we get them in, we need to adjust it. We're not going to be able to. So.
What's that? I don't understand. You like the look of it just being without the hole in it?
Yeah. Yep, the solid look. But you need the adjustability. Seeing as how we don't know how they'll get the wheels will get up in them. What?
Worst case scenario, just add more spacer.
Next rims I get will have the right back space and etc. So I don't have to run those damn things.
You're behind the straps, you know that, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to tighten them all the way yet. I'll wait till you leave just enough so the strap will pull out. The theory is you leave the straps on until you get them in place.
Okay.
But I haven't seen anybody. I see people try that. But
Well, the thing is, you got to get it over the nut. You got to put something over top of that bolt on the top of the shock, and which means, guess what?
it's got to come off.
It's got to come off.
Yep.
Did those come with it, or did you?
I bought these. The other ones are just rubber inserts with like dryer duct, whatever you call that. Those straps.
Gotcha.
So I didn't. Got them from Amazon. You can buy the brand, but they were twice as much. And the only difference is they say Bilstein across the front of them. Look sweet, but you know,
Yeah, but now you're going to put the Bilstein behind it.
somewhere you gotta. Yeah.
Now, what made you decide to go with Bilstein?
Just wanted to reading a little bit about the reservoir and supposedly add some life. The main reason I'm not so worried about off-road ride. I'm more wanting daily driver ride improvement. Tired of hitting, and I don't know if it's going to make a huge difference, but I'm tired of every tree root, whatever bump in the road, feeling like I'm running over that thing with a flat board.
You know this is a Jeep, right?
I know. Well, I'm not expecting Cadillac, but I shouldn't have to hold on for dear life just to take it over
There are a lot of tree roots around here.
Yes. Some of them, I mean, they're brutal ones, even in my GMC. But, I mean, the bump steer, when I hit those things, it's just crazy.
You know, there's people on here going, man, live in pothole country.
I hear you. All right, so I'll leave it, tighten them up. All right. So, let that paint dry just a second. Yeah, I haven't quite figured out how you put these on. Leave your straps.
Straps got to go, man.
Yeah.
I pulled the straps on mine.
Then just muscle them. You start on the bottom.
No, I took that. See, you got to take that jack out of there, and we just lower this side of the axle to the ground.
With this little jack?
Why not?
You can take it up.
You don't think that jack can take? I would hope that jack can take up the axle to get it off that jack stand.
Oh, it can take it up, yeah. I just wanted to catch it when it goes down. Guess my tire's under their worst case, right?
Well, the tire's going to have to go because it's going to get caught on the lower control arm.
Yeah, but... So where are you putting the jack?
The jack is staying right where it's at.
Yeah.
And we're going to I'm going to jack it up, pull the jack stand out, and then we're just going to lower the jack down to create the flex where this passenger side would drop down to the bottom. And gives you room to slide in your shock and put your shock into place. I know that makes you nervous, considering your experience with floor jacks.
Well, that wasn't the floor, it was the high lift. That was a big turn, but yeah, I'm just thinking, am I going to get enough drop on the axle like that? Give it a go. Worst thing we got to do, jack it back up. Get the high lift off. Right?
Yeah.
So my man here is taking the weight off of the axle suspension, trying to put our easy access to get that shock in without having to wrestle everything. The old classic work smarter, not harder, which I often forget that.
All right, let's jam her in there. We still got room to go on the lower side, so we can drop the axle a little more if we need to.
Okay. Folks, welcome back to the finishing piece of my shock, the Bilstein shock replacement, plus I added a steering stabilizer, new one. The old one was beat up pretty bad. The bushing was completely shot. This thing was riding very rough, and I know it's a Jeep, first thing everybody says to me, so I get that. Yes, I get it. I'm not expecting a Cadillac, but I shouldn't have to ride like it was a tank either. So the purpose of replacing those shocks, which my old ones weren't in terrible shape, but I just wanted to get a little better ride for the road and a little more stable ride for the road, so some of the bump steer wasn't so bad, etc. So taking it out one more time, final little test run with it, kind of give you a little review. So far so good. We're just going to head down to the grocery store and see how it feels. So yeah, I like it, plus they look pretty damn cool too, so that's a positive. Beautiful Sunday morning, sunny and 55 degrees. project for the TJ, something I've been wanting to do for a while, and fortunately I'll be working with Lance and my man Brian Smith to help us get this corrected.
Speaking
do some
of
new
Lance.
stuff. There goes my buddy right there. Yes, I'll be working with Brian. Brian's doing some major work to his TJ. He's upgrading his 44s to, I believe, 60s or something thereabouts. So we'll be working together for the next project on the TJ for this one, and I'm really appreciative of that. But that'll address the, we'll worry about the caster and some of those things when we deal with the next big project. So what I like so far about this, the new shocks, and it's the reservoir 515 or the 5160s, I believe, whatever the number is with the reservoirs, really take some of that bounce and just the normal, the road, on these roads around here, a lot of grooves, a lot of not potholes, but wear and tear, and before I could really feel everything. Matter of fact, I'd have to try and steer around all that just to make it somewhat palatable, and now I can ride through that. And again, it's not a Cadillac, but it does its job. It absorbs some of those imperfections in the roads, and that's all we're looking for. So I don't have to fight this thing all the way around, but pretty excited about it. A big difference. I can feel it. The steering stabilizer's helping also. So, feel like definitely got the money's worth here.